This week, break-ins, the best of the best showcase, and outgoing SGA President D.J. King. It's the week at Belmont. Welcome to the week at Belmont. I'm Erin Carson. First up, last week the Office of Campus Security released a security alert saying that sometime between April 14th and 15th, someone broke into a Bruin Hills apartment and made off with electronics, textbooks, musical instruments, cash, a lot of stuff in other words. The twist, this time they came in through a locked door. As always, they're saying, be careful. Monday afternoon, the Department of Athletics announced the new women's basketball coach. Brittany Ezel comes to us from the University of Montevideo. So there's that. Well, Monday was sort of gross weather-wise. Let's check in with weather expert Kathleen Bond to see what's in store. Kathleen?
Erin, it looks like the Belmont community can look forward to a break from the heat and sun this week, with cooler temperatures and cloudy skies on the forecast. Wednesday will have partly sunny skies, but there will be clouds around, and it'll be about 70 degrees. Thursday it'll be 74 and partly cloudy, and then the weekend will be cloudy skies throughout, and the high will be about 78 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday we'll expect some rain and thunder showers, so get out your umbrellas and don't expect to be able to go to the park and have a good time like last weekend. But don't worry, because by Monday and Tuesday, the sun will be back with temperatures around 71 degrees. Have a good week, everyone. Good luck finishing up projects and last bits of homework. Back to you, Erin.
Thanks, Kathleen. Normally around this time of year, we start talking about the SGA elections. Current SGA Vice President Eric S. Deems is running unopposed. But before Deems takes office, we thought we'd send out our chief political correspondent, Cassidy Hodges, to sit down with outgoing SGA President D.J. King. Cassidy?
Well, Erin, we are here today with outgoing SGA President D.J. King. Thank you so very much for meeting with us today, Mr. King, and it's a pleasure to be in the presence of Your Majesty.
The pleasure is all mine. I've, again, been a big fan for a long time.
Great. So, Mr. King, Your Majesty, as a ruler of Belmont, what does the day in the life of a king really look like?
You know, there are servants. Freshmen typically pledges from fraternities and things like that. That's actually how we utilize our Greek system to better serve students. So waking up and typically breakfast is served in bed, which kind of gets awkward sometimes. And then from there it just progresses to phone calls and BlackBerry and emails and constant meetings, kind of boring stuff. And then generally rousing speeches to the student body, probably on a daily basis. Trumpets and horns blaring when you walk in rooms, things like that. It's a very humble role, really. There's not a lot of payback, but it's a great chance to serve.
Yeah, that's great to hear, sir. So you've been involved with SGA for the past 3 years. So what will you do to fill this void in your life after your reign is over?
You know, ironically, I've had a number of friends kind of advising me on this role. I think it's always important to have advisors. And we're looking at skydiving as a potential option. So, you know, skydiving, maybe get a motorcycle, a couple of tattoos potentially.
Okay, so on to the question that's on everyone's mind. Which nobleman was it that overthrew you? I mean, that's why you're leaving office, right?
Well, nobleman, depending on how you define that term, his name, at least, is Eric Deems. I'll leave out the S. He likes the S. We had a partnership and an arrangement for secession. I tried to overthrow him, but he was too strong.
As you were in SGA for the past 3 years, what do you think were some of your greatest accomplishments?
Some of the greatest accomplishments really have come this year. Right off the bat, internally, we've completely revamped student government. Congress will be just radically different next year. It's almost half the size of what it is today. Hopefully elections will be competitive. Congress can be more collaborative because they're smaller. And hopefully Congress will be more diverse in representing students because of some caps we put on things. There's that. There's extending the Beeman hours till 3 in the morning, which is hopefully a step towards getting a common location 24 hours for students. So really, those two things are some of the biggest from this year. There's been tons of stuff in addition to that we're proud of. But hopefully developing an organization that's better suited to serve students in the future.
What have been some of the biggest perks that have come with your throne?
You know, I would like to say that it's the meal plan or the free tuition, perhaps the free housing, but I don't get any of those things, actually. There really aren't any perks, actually. Someone took me out to lunch once. That was nice.
This is another question that's on everyone's mind. Do there happen to be any fair maidens at Belmont, say, that you maybe have seen in the past, recent time?
A potential queen, perhaps a
Yes.
princess in the making. I would say that on Belmont's campus there are several of those, perhaps in the room right now. We'll talk later.
If you were to have a crush on a Belmont professor, which professor would that be?
Well, that's interestingly a question that I get asked quite often. I have a great attachment to the honors department. Specifically, if you really want to know,
And I do.
you know that that is where they lie, in the honors faculty. I can't give you anything, or everything, but I'll give you something.
Okay, the honors.
The honors faculty.
Okay. Now that your reign is at an end, where do these disposed kings go? Boca?
Boca?
Boca.
Ironically, that's where I spent the past 2 spring breaks. To the mountains, generally. Those are my roots. I'm frankly beneath all of these polos and khaki pants. I'm a redneck at heart. I'm a hillbilly in some senses, and to the mountains is where this disposed king shall go.
It's good to know. Well, Your Majesty, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
It has been a true pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, Aaron, that was His Majesty D.J. King. So back to you.
Thanks, Cassidy. Are you a senior confused about life? Looking for guidance? Then Career Services has got a book for you. Or at least they did on Monday when they were giving them out at a condo. It's called Graduating with God. Everything you want to know about life is within these pages. The CEMB Best of the Best Showcase is Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Curb Event Center. The showcase will honor Vince Gill and feature the Delta Saints, Joshua Eric Wright, Miss B, Cheryl LaQuire, and the ASCAP Writers Night winners. Well, that about wraps it up. Would you believe we've got 2 episodes left? Crazy. Anyway, tune in again next Wednesday for another edition of the Week at Belmont. Until then, I'm Erin Carson.
I used to rule the world. Seas had rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own.
I could just be like stripping it. It's something.
What is it? Why do you always want to keep your clothes off?
I think it's the room, or maybe like this dream for the library. I don't know.
You wanted to take your clothes off in the library? Is that what you're saying?
You know what? Let's move on.